This is the way, the way, the way, the way, the way, the way.
Alright guys, now I know you really want to learn how to use a lightsaber in real life. I'd love to show you, but not today. And we're going to wait on Elon to invent a real one of these things, so we get plenty of time for that. Haha. Now, although Star Wars movies are science fiction, they are full of very useful lessons and based on truths that actually exist in our world and throughout the whole universe. It kind of goes without saying, but the world right now is kind of a crazy place. It's out of balance, and it's going to take each one of us as individuals, as many people as possible, to simply balance ourselves and become the best versions of ourselves that we can be. And I think the George Lucas's Jedi character is just a great role model to go by. And being a Jedi in real life means you're mastering the connection between your mind, your body, and your soul. Now, it means you're mastering your thoughts, how you perceive them.
You're going to find that many of the truths that we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. The truth is often what you make of it. You heard what you wanted to hear. You believed what you wanted to believe.
Controlling your emotions and not letting them control you. And taking the best possible care of your physical body, since it has a great impact on your mental and your emotional health. Balance between and within these are absolutely necessary. Physically, psychologically, and spiritually. And putting too much energy into one thing will always be at the expense of another, and always resulting in negative consequences, often blocking important experiences. You gain weight when you eat too much. You get weak when you exercise too little. Imbalanced emotions create just a world of problems and often prevent you from getting to where you want to be. It's important to have a balanced diet and supplementing, and I know a lot of you don't really care about that stuff, but it really does help bring physical energy, and the right mindset allows for a focused mind. And having a positive, active mind often will motivate going out and getting the exercise. And this natural balance is what will promote the sense of well-being and contentment. Now, this balance also includes a higher amount of control and discipline in oneself. A Jedi doesn't allow overindulgence or addiction because they know the consequences. They know that it works against and could prevent his or her purpose. It just starts with you. Discipline is needed not only for our own emotional states, but also to be present for another person that is upset or emotional. Now, Jedi also believe in a universal energy that they call the Force. And whether you call this life force or energy, chi, prana, God, Allah, Source, or the Force, it's all the same exact thing.
The Force is what gives a Jedi his power. It is an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, it penetrates us. It binds the galaxies together.
It's important to know that we're all connected. Now, if you don't understand how or why this is relevant, then you have a ways to go, young Padawan. We're all basically cells in one massive infinite body, all linked together. So therefore, we value all things living and non-living. Try breathing without those trees outside. Now, on the other side of this, of course, would be a more self-centered and lack of respect for others and their environments. Jedi tap into the universal consciousness, and follow their internal guidance, your internal GPS, especially when all seems lost and feeling defeated. And it takes a lot of discipline to calm that mind of ours. And it's almost like a hyper child with ADD in an adult's body. If you start feeling anxiety and reactive or stressed out, just breathe. Go for a walk, focus on your breaths, and just evaluate that you have everything you need right now. Meditation, going for a walk, and just contemplate your next few steps if you have to. Now, meditation and contemplation may seem strange to some. They don't understand what it really is, but it's key to empty your mind and also to observe our thoughts. You don't have to sit in the lotus position and you don't have to do all that. Sometimes meditation is just going for a walk out in the woods, in nature. Clear that mind out and just observe what you're thinking about. But meditation is by far one of the most important self-improvement habits. Now, if you're consistently on social media and watching the news and even your environment, this contaminates our mind more than you may realize. So make it one of your top priorities to empty your mind every single day.
Be mindful of your thoughts. They often betray you.
Don't let the mind control you. Since our reality starts within our thoughts and how we perceive them, we have the control of those thoughts in order to make the best possible choices and learn as we make the wrong ones. We can literally control how we feel based on our thoughts and how we perceive them. And use the strength to not give in to negative emotions. The darker emotions are easy to give into when in a certain state of mind. Whether you're stressed or really tired or exhausted makes it almost effortless to give into the dark side. It's in these moments when we have to put in that effort to not react or overreact. Now, I know it's not easy sometimes. Sometimes other people who don't have a whole lot of control over their emotions, it can create a chain reaction of being triggered. But to make this a lot easier on yourself and others, just give yourself plenty of rest, not just physically, but also mentally, and spiritually, and emotionally. Being neutral is so important here. Being centered. This is opposed to having more extreme emotions, whether they're positive or negative. You don't want to be too excited or happy, or too angry or too depressed, and that heavy energy all becomes a big burden. Being overly emotional leads to the dark side. Anger, hatred, fear, those are really strong emotions, and often more powerful than the opposing positive ones, which are much lighter and feel good. They feel more authentic, but sometimes they don't come as easily. The darker emotions cloud the mind and good judgment. The more intense they are, the more dangerous they become. Now, other perspectives and unseen nuances appear as you still your mind, and you don't have to call it meditation if you don't want to, but a clear mind sees the truth, a much broader perspective, and the clouded ego mind is going to prevent you from seeing the truth. Being true and authentic, now this is the way, versus being false and deceptive. Some of our most adored leaders that appear humble and kind are actually some of the most manipulative, dark individuals that will use others to get what they want. Lies always come out in the end, so it's best just to be honest all the time.
Who's more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?
Patience is so important if you want to be a Jedi. Without strong patience, it's easy to react with anger or over-emotion, which leads to the dark side. Patience is pretty much mandatory when it comes to manifesting and having the things that we want, learning new things.
Skill is a child of patience.
Now here's a big one with the Jedi. Letting go of attachments. This includes people and things, loved ones, prized possessions. This also and especially includes being too attached to specific outcomes. Knowing that the ego and logical mind may often block the flow of the Force. You can't control everything, especially the infinite intelligence. Everything belongs to the Force.
It is an energy field and something more. An aura that once controls and obeys. It is a nothingness that accomplishes miracles.
It makes sense to not be so attached in ways that lead to the dark side. The fear of loss is one of our most powerful emotions, and that can literally make or break us. Now, with this being said, Jedi certainly mourn the loss of loved ones, but not obsessively. Knowing that the soul continues always and that it's possible to stay in touch with those we care about the most. And just like any other of the emotions, it's the extremes that are destructive, especially obsessive mourning or missing someone. Just stay connected, trust in the Force, and let go. Accepting things that you may not want to, knowing and understanding you can't control everything. Allow things and others to just be. Live and let live. Mastering the mind and pushing yourself beyond your limits is what's necessary to get past that try mentality. Try means you just made an attempt or two and then you gave up. You didn't master your mind, you doubted your ability, and you doubted the ability of the Force, that force within. A wise one once said,
"Do or do not. There is no try."
to be a Jedi is to face the truth and choose. Give off light or darkness, Padawan. Be a candle or the night.
You've taken a large step into a larger world.
Perhaps we'll meet again, and I'll be diving deeper in the ways of the Jedi. Alchemy of the mind, body, and soul, without all the fluff. This is the way.
This is the way.
You can be an Obi-Wan Kenobi, or an Obi-Wan Jabroni. May the Force be with you.
You will subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell for future videos and Jedi trainings.